So I think we all know this already, but SEO is incredibly important to becoming successful on Etsy. And now I know there's loads of different videos on YouTube saying all different things about how you should and shouldn't do SEO. So in this video, I just wanted to simplify it. And I just want to give you some simple, easy to understand tips that'll improve your SEO scoring pretty much immediately. And now I know for a fact that these tips work on Etsy because it's the exact strategies that I've used to become a multi-six-figure Etsy seller in just 2 years on the platform. And now I just want to go straight in with the first tip, and I'm going to show you exactly how to easily write out your listings titles. So there's going to be 3 main different types of keywords that you're going to be using in your titles. And these are going to be anchor keywords, descriptive keywords, and gifting keywords. And I'm going to tell you exactly what all of these are right now. And we're going to start with the anchor keywords, which is basically just going to be describing exactly what the item is. So for example, with the notepad, you could say notebook, notepad, journal, or diary. So you see, these are all some main powerful keywords that are basically just letting the viewers know exactly what the item actually is. And then from that, you expand into the next category of keyword, which is going to be your descriptive keyword. So of course, this is describing what the item is. So for example, this could be lined, so like a lined notebook, leather, personalized, then you could add colors, for example, like brown, and then you could also add some design keywords here. So for example, something like flower or wave, depending on what pattern is used on the notebook, just as an example. And then the last category of keyword is going to be gifting keywords that you can also use in your title. And this is just going to be stuff like for him, for her, for teacher, for mum, for dad. And then once you've got these 3 different categories of keyword, essentially all you need to do then is just use different combinations from keywords from each of these 3 categories to make up your listing title. So taking this notebook example, what I would probably do if this was me trying to sell a notebook, my SEO strategy, I would use a mix of descriptive keywords first, followed by the anchor keyword, and then followed by the gifting keyword. So in practicality, this would look something like personalized brown leather notebook for him. So you see there, that's a combination of kind of 1 or 2 keywords from each of the different keyword categories. Or another example would be something like lined flower notepad for teacher. So you've just got a really good mix there of the descriptive keywords first, followed by the main anchor keyword, and then finishing it off with the gifting keyword. If your item can be gifted, you know, as a gift for someone, like for her, for him, for mum, dad, that sort of thing. And just from all of my experience over the years on Etsy, I've tried multiple different SEO techniques to writing my titles out. And this one just by far is the best way to simplify it, but it's also the one that's always got the most results for me. So yeah, this is exactly what I would recommend for your Etsy listing title structure. But now, after the titles, of course, I want to talk about the tags now. So when moving to your tags, I want you to think of 4 main things, all right? Who, what, where, and when. So who is the product made for? What is the product used for? When is the product being used? And where is the product being used? And I'm going to keep with the notebook example again, just to simplify things for you guys. And I'm going to run through an example of exactly, again, what I would do if it was me building out this listing in terms of SEO. So I'd start with the notepad and I'd say, who is the product for? So this could be things like teacher, him, her, mum, dad. Then you'd say, what is the product for? So this would be your descriptive keywords like taking notes, journaling, homework, writing, and also to be given as a gift. And then you want to jog your mind and think of things like, where is the product actually going to be used to? So this could be things like in school, work, or in an office. And then finally, to get even more keywords for this listing, I want you to think about when is the product being used. And just as a rough example off the top of my head, this could be things like in meetings or when you're traveling just to write notes. And then again, just like the titles, we're going to use a combination of each of these different categories of keywords. So maybe like 2 different keywords from like 1 or 2 different categories to make one longer tail tag that you can use on Etsy, I think is just going to work really well. And the reason I always recommend to use combination of keywords rather than just like individual 1-word keywords is because Etsy cross-references different keywords that you use in both your titles and your tags. So for example, if you do like a long tail keyword which consists of 3 words, even if the customer search query only matches up with one of those words, Etsy are still going to rank you for that keyword, and they're just gonna not worry so much about the other 2 words that weren't typed in. So in my mind, it's just the best way to maximize the amount of keywords that you can get on your listing, and then just increase the chances that you have of some of these keywords actually matching to the customer search query. And now moving on to the next tip, I'm gonna stay talking about Etsy tags here. And now I know that not all of us have loads of time to do all the research to find the right keywords and to find the best keywords with the lowest competition and the highest search values. So this tip is going to show you the best way if you're on a tight timescale to do things super quickly. So I first want you to just head over to Etsy and just literally type into the search engine any product that is very, very similar to whatever it is you're trying to sell. And then take a product that comes up from a shop that you see has got a really high review score, because this will tell us that the product's of high quality. And then also the chances are, if there's a product that shows up on the very first few pages of Etsy searches, then of course that would tell us that the SEO scoring for that product is pretty good, because you know it's showing up pretty much straight away. So I'd literally just click straight onto a product that you found, copy the title of the product, and then head over to whatever SEO research app you use. There's tons of them out there. They're not all created equal. The one that I use is Everbee. So I'm just gonna plug the name of the product straight into the product analytics tool. And essentially this is just gonna give me all of the stats about the product. So, you know, you can see stuff like how many sales the product's making and like how much revenue the product makes on a monthly basis. But that's not what we want. So we actually wanna click into the product here, and then this will give you some more detailed information about the product. But if you actually scroll down, it's gonna tell you all of the exact tags that this product is using that we know work, remember, because this product showed up on the first page of Etsy for us. And the best thing about this is that there's literally a copy button at the top of this page. So you can, in one click, just copy all of the tags that this product's using, go straight over to your Etsy listing, and then as if by magic, you can literally just paste in all of the exact same tags that we know are working well. And then of course, one thing I would say is obviously this is another listing's tags. So just look through them, and if there's any tags that don't match up to the product you're actually trying to sell, then yes, obviously just remove them and replace them with some other tags that do match up to your product. And yeah, in my opinion, this is just the best possible way to sort out your Etsy listings tags if you're on a very limited timescale and you just want some tags that you know are working well, that you can just put straight into your listing, and you can just have it done in a matter of minutes. And this copy tags tool is one of my favorite features on Everbee. I bang on about it all the time in my YouTube videos. I think it saves so much time. And if any of you guys want to check out Everbee and you can use any of their other features as well, I'll leave a link in the video description. They've kindly sponsored today's video. Check them out for free because I genuinely recommend them. But yeah, moving on to the next SEO tip now, and this is to complete your listing information, including the attributes. So that if you search for anything on Etsy, all right, you'll see on the left-hand side of the page, there's a little filter option, all right? So you can just click into there, you can look through all of the different categories and filter tick boxes, and you can just pretty much select exactly what you want to find the exact product that you want to buy. And now, I promise you guys, customers are using these tick box options, all right? It's something I even use myself when I'm shopping for something. It's such an easy way, in my opinion, just to get exactly what you're looking for. And so I want you to start paying close attention to what these tick boxes are actually asking for, all right? So say for example, there's one here that says color, all right? It's very easy to click on it and the customer will just see the exact items in the exact colors that they want. If on your listings, you don't fill out a color for your product in the attribute section, even if the customer ticks the box for the color your object is, it still won't show up because you haven't given Etsy this information about your product, all right? Fill out the attribute section for all the attributes you can. It is just the easiest thing to do ever. It takes literally seconds. So many sellers just neglect it because they can't be bothered. There is just honestly no negatives to filling out your attributes. It's such an easy win. But yeah, anyway, moving on to the next SEO tip now, and this is to actually give your SEO changes that you make time to take effect. So look, when you make all of these changes to your SEO that I've mentioned in this video, or that you may have seen from other videos on YouTube, Etsy's gonna need some time to actually register these changes and actually gather the new knowledge about your product, which you've now completed and filled in. So if you do everything correctly, you will notice a difference in your views and in your click-throughs from your listings because of the increased visibility. However, I recommend at a minimum to wait at least 2 weeks before you think, oh, this isn't worked. My SEO strategy is not working. All of this is rubbish. Like, Etsy's doomed. Nobody's making sales on Etsy, all right? Don't jump to those conclusions. You have to give these things time to take effect. And I know exactly what it's like when you first start out on the platform, you first start out with your first online business maybe, you're there hitting the refresh button on your stats pretty much every day, and then you see nothing's changing, and yeah, obviously you just want to give up when you see that. But from an experienced Etsy seller, I'm telling you, these things take time and you have to stick with it. Mindset is so important in business, and it's always a constant battle between being disconnected enough from your business that you don't feel every little failure and every little loss as like a massive disheartening loss for yourself, but also you still want to remain connected enough that you obviously still love your business and you still want to remain putting the time and effort into it to actually make it grow. And yeah, just remember guys, if any of you want to work directly with me, there's always a link in the video description just to set up a free call to see if we're a good fit to work together. This was just some quick Etsy SEO tips. I hope you got a lot of value from this video. Keep going with your Etsy journey. You'll definitely get there over time. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.